Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking a truly fascinating piece of poetic text. It's this wild journey that takes us from the glowing screens of our modern technology straight through the messy realities of human behavior and ultimately lands us in a space of profound spiritual awakening. It is definitely not every day you see a text seamlessly weave together computer terminology, deep emotional reflection, and, of all things, quantum physics. But that is exactly what we're going to decode today, step by step, uncovering how something as simple as a glowing screen can actually spark complete spiritual liberation.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the digital starting point, then move into escaping the dark world, explore rewriting the life script, and finally wrap up with faith in the quantum.
All right, Section 1, the digital starting point. Check out these opening lines. The text reads, "Your image in my computer, the system is on. Your projections of love, and my heart writes a song." It's such a striking fusion, isn't it? We have the cold, binary, almost sterile lingo of a computer system, but it's being used as a vessel for deep human emotion, projections of love, and a heart writing a song. Now, what's really interesting is how we can decode that digital language into actual psychological milestones. So the system is on isn't about, just booting up a laptop. It's a brilliant metaphor for a sudden internal awareness, a true awakening. The computer image represents the mind's ability to capture and hold on to the representation of another person. And taking those projections of love and turning them into a song, that represents the ultimate human capability, taking an external stimulus, like love, and processing it into a creative, emotional response. The literal screen just becomes the spark for an internal fire.
Moving right along, let's hit Section 2, escaping the dark world.
Here, the text makes this shift super explicit. My shift in behavior, to the light world, goodbye and farewell, to the dark world. And what exactly defines this dark world? Well, the text continues, criticizing someone is a waste of time. We're seeing the narrator's active rejection of negativity. It's this profound realization about energy. They're recognizing that engaging in the negativity of criticism isn't just unpleasant. It's quite literally a drain on their finite resources of time and energy. And this brilliantly illustrates the divide the author sets up. It's incredibly sharp. Over on the left, we've got the dark world. It's characterized by criticizing, wasting time, being trapped in past transactions, and obsession. But on the right, the narrator is making a deliberate shift toward the light world. This is a psychological space defined by energy invested in time, where emotions are healthy reflections of life, and where obsession transforms into natural attraction. The text maps out two entirely distinct psychological spaces for us.
So how does the narrator actually cross from the dark to the light? It's all about self-mastery. The source text tells us that emotions and body language are reflections of life itself. It notes that obsession and attraction are basically the two sides of destiny. But the absolute anchor of this section is this declaration: I control my mind, I control my words. By taking full ownership of their internal thoughts and their external expressions, the narrator is shifting their destiny away from the dark world of obsession straight into the light world of attraction.
Which brings us to Section 3, rewriting the life script. Forgetting the stories written by me, writing a new script with your love. And that immediately follows up with the result of this new script: I believe in you, world. I believe in your soul. Think about how powerful that is. The narrator recognizes, hey, I'm the one who authored my own past missteps. To move forward, they have to actively let go of those old narratives. They're clearing the page to make room for something new, which leads directly to this profound, soulful belief in the world.
We can actually break this transformation down into 3 distinct steps drawn directly from the text. Step 1 involves acknowledging being lost in the transactions of past, recognizing that you've been operating on an old ledger. Step 2 is the firm decision to transform myself at last. And step 3 uses this wonderful, warm imagery, letting summer come in the picture, which leads the narrator to join a new class defined by songs of prayers and songs of love. As we look at these steps, it's kind of worth asking ourselves, what transactions of the past might we need to close the books on in our own lives? So, the crucial point is, why does this text suddenly take such a massive leap? I mean, how do we go from singing love songs in the summer straight into the hardcore language of quantum physics? Let's figure that out as we enter the climax.
Welcome to Section 4, Faith in the Quantum.
Throughout the text, the narrator repeats this incredibly bold stanza. Unity in Christ, Trinity of Love, I've faith, in the quantum world. It is a fascinating juxtaposition. The text neutrally and beautifully bridges traditional Christian theology, citing unity in Christ and the Trinity of Love, right up against the modern scientific terminology of the quantum world. Now, just to be clear, in the context of this text, the quantum world is definitely not a literal physics lesson about subatomic particles. Instead, it's being used as a metaphor for a realm of boundless possibility and deep interconnectedness. You know how in quantum mechanics, particles can be entangled across vast distances? Well, in this text, the quantum world is a space of spiritual faith, where human love, digital connection, and divine unity all coexist without contradiction. It is the ultimate expression of limitlessness. And the structure of the text reinforces this limitlessness. Notice how this specific quantum chorus repeats 5 separate times throughout the source material. There's no way that's an accident. This strategic repetition creates this rhythmic, almost chanting effect. It solidifies the narrator's faith. Every time they step away from the dark world or rewrite a script, they anchor themselves right back in this chant, I've faith in the quantum world. All right, let's pull all of this together and summarize the transformational arc we've traced across this explainer. The journey begins with a simple, relatable digital projection. The system is on. But it evolves so quickly. Through the conscious control of the mind and words, the narrator deliberately leaves behind the dark world of criticism and wasted energy. Finally, all of this culminates in a unified light world, a space defined not by limitations, but by an expansive quantum faith and a trinity of love. All these distinct pieces connecting to one incredibly compelling story of personal and spiritual growth. Which leaves us with a final thought to reflect on. The narrator made a distinct choice to forget the old stories they had written and start completely fresh. So what new script are you writing today? How can you apply this shift, from the digital to the mindful, from the dark to the light, in your own behaviors? I really hope this breakdown has sparked your curiosity and given you a clear, structured way to understand this beautifully complex text. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next explainer.